बोले सोने हाल सासरी अकाल।
Ji haan, welcome to another cook show, going a little bit Italian, but certainly a little bit Indian and going a little bit Greek. There's so many mishmashes and going a little bit Indian with the challi, the sweet corn, and that is in season. I'm using baby sweet corn, and guess what I've got? I've got a sun-dried tomato bread base, that a pizza base that I have done. This is now risen. It's been sitting for over 30 minutes in a warm kind of oven, not heated. So the concept of this one was a 3/4 cup of flour, mix that with chopped sun-dried tomatoes, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and I used strong spelt flour and half of spelt flour and quarter of strong white flour. Mix the two with half a packet of yeast, half a teaspoon of baking powder, oregano, chilies, chopped sun-dried tomatoes, salt. I let the dough rise. I then spread out the dough to the same size as my air fryer baking tray. You might have noticed that everything in my air fryer cooks in half the time. So I'm going to blind bake this for about 4 minutes to 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add my toppings. My toppings are chopped chestnut mushrooms, halloumi cheese, sweet corn, which I'm going to leave whole. And in this one, I'm adding the tomato base once it's blind baked. The idea of blind baked is I do not like kachi pastry of pizzas. This is why I'm very fussy about pizzas, and nobody can appease me on pizzas in town. So I like the way I make them, which is blind baked, so you don't get that atta, yucky dough stuff. And adding in my tomato puree and fresh tomatoes, which I have glorified. We will talk about that. But in here, I'm going to add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of creme fraiche in my mix after I've done the tomato puree on the blind bake, adding in my chilies, and then adding in buffalo cheese. Buffalo cheese, mozzarella, is one of the best cheeses in the market. Buffalo is an animal that is given better fodder to eat and does not graze on rubbish all day. So oda dudh and odi cheese is much better. Let's get cooking. This is going to go on 175 degrees in my air fryer, in my pizza base. So that goes straight in there. When it's blind baked, it comes out part baked. Blind bake is you bake the base, let it rise, and then putting in the bases and then putting it back in the oven to brown the cheese. Let's get cooking. Ji haan, count down to 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and I need to close this down because it's actually looking wonderful there. That is the reason of blind baking. So you'll understand my concept of why I like blind baking. So I'm going to take my tomato puree, in which I have put in oregano, put in salt, garam masala, and chilies. So this is my base, as you would make any pizza. But this is a sun-dried tomato bread. This is not white flour, which is the biggest problem for our Punjabi people, not eating the right flours, and children going out and having pizzas and then ending up with the fungal cheese issues by eating cheeses which are not kept in right temperature, skin fungus, stomach problems, huge amount of digestion problems. And if somebody doesn't like tomato puree, the base, you can reduce it. I like lots. So I really don't like to be stingy on the base. I think that is the main thing about the pizza, is the base. Now adding in all the mix here. Here is my chestnut mushrooms. My whole sweet corn is just my decor in later on. I'm going to be adding creme fraiche in this base of mine, in which I have put in chilies, salt, oregano, and I will add in more. I'm adding in 2 tablespoons heaped of creme fraiche. You can go for full fat or low fat. I have used 30% less fat. And you will have never tasted such a beautiful pizza. What is your normal basis? So I've got in halloumi cheese, I've got in chestnut mushrooms, and this is now going to go onto my pizza. If you see, the creaminess is what is going to give its real bounce. When I did the pizza, pasta with creme fraiche, people say they make it minimum twice a week. That recipe done on Akaal channel 2 years ago is still alive, and people absolutely adore that. They said do vari week oh sada banda hi banda pasta of that kind. Spread it all over. Take over the buffalo cheese now, mozzarella. Spread it around. It is normally kept in water, and it's one of the best mozzarella cheeses in the market. Cheese can be topping of your choice. Some people don't want it. Something like this kind of cheese I'll savor, but other cheeses I avoid them completely. Just crush it down, making sure all your pizza is covered. Stab it down anywhere, because do remember this is going to melt and overspill onto the sides. Just now, to get a balance of the whole thing, 2 pieces of sweet corn. Just because Magh da Meena, lot of sweet corn, lot of challi, lot of makki da atta, lot of saag, sarson da saag is eaten in this month. And a few celebrations also. Why I don't want to talk about these celebrations is my heart breaks to see how many girls have been aborted and how many girls are still being aborted. Every week in my clinic, I'm having cases where people have either reacted to abortions, kudi grati, or they have done illegal abortions, or they have had pre-matrimonial pregnancies. And that is shocking. Punjabi kudiyan ਵਿਆਹ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਦੀ pregnant ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ. This is normal, Gorafied standard. Oregano. Putting in chilies now. Spread कर दो कि इको ही माउथ फिल च ना आवे. Chili powder. Bring beautiful color. जदों cheese melt होनी ना folks, that's when you will find it will look so gorgeous. I'm going to use avocado oil. Something that you guys probably saying, hey, avocado oil. Again, these are the oils that are going to help you to give luscious skin, not dry, chapped lips in the winter. People are going for chapped stuff, thinking that those are the best things. Olive oil. Close that down. Going back into the air fryer at 170 degrees. Just slowly melt the cheese, but we also want to heat the halloumi through the base. Gee folks, what a marathon run of a pizza of a different kind, not round, but definitely a square one. Countdown time. And that is now ready, beautiful, piping hot, with really good essential oils, not the oils that are normally on the pizzas or no oils on the pizzas. Wow, that is seriously delicious. With halloumi cheese, you can cut it now or you can cut it later on. So I'm going to go from this end. And the reason of doing the base before speaks for itself. Look at the base, it looks so beautiful. And this is sun-dried tomatoes with creme fraiche. A pizza that you've probably never made, but once you've made this, you'll never turn your back again. So let me just move the corn and get 3 triangles. Normally children are so used to just cheese on their pizzas, and please try to give something exciting, something that is the weakness of a child. If you're making a pizza, hide it, put some palak in the cheese, mix it up, give them some greens. You know, try not to give just your children such bland food that gore are dying for coriander and they're looking at all our Indian herbs, and our children are now going right into the Western world and changing the diet, removing the ghee from the diet. Mothers are, they think that they should be giving their children margarine. Sorry, what's margarine? I'm sorry, it doesn't suit our Indian blood, as we are Punjabi. And I hope that you will enjoy that and feed your family on this healthy concept. And the taste will be amazing. It will be quite full of flavor, but also very, very soft, because the halloumi cheese has browned and the creme fraiche is going to create the softness. If you don't like mushrooms, for example, you can use sweet corn kernels, you can use other fillings as peppers, you can use pineapple, any other veg or non-vegetarian dish, topping of your choice. My idea on Akaal channel is just to open the doors and give you a vision of good food eating habits through my years of experience in my clinic, knowing that the Punjabi weaknesses, working with what are the weaknesses and the illnesses that my patients suffer from, and giving you this concept in my studio kitchen and this cook show going across the world, trying to bring you a horizon of food being medicine, food great for your health. Let me take you into the second part of the show, which is going to be the sweet corn fritters, and putting them also in the air fryer and serving that with an amazing chili, tomato, carrot based chutney. Into the second half.
एक सौ 6 ਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਨੇ ਤੋਂ ਲਾਈਵ ਜਾਂ ਡੀ ਲਾਈਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹਾਈ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਕਵਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਪੈਗਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਘਰ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ 07702748906 ਤੇ।
Sun-dried tomato based Haloummi Pizza, serving that with corn fritters. The ingredients are as follows for the pizza: 3/4 cup of flour, in which you need half of spelt flour and quarter of organic strong white flour. Add in half a packet of yeast, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, salt, 3 sun-dried tomatoes chopped very finely, oregano into the base of the flour, salt and red chilies to taste. Make the dough with lukewarm water. Leave it to rise for 20 minutes. Gently roll out the dough on dusted flour. Make it into a shape of whatever dish you are preparing. If it's in the air fryer, You could do a round, a rectangular. If it's in the oven, it is a tray of your choice. Blind bake the leave the dough to rise for a further 25 minutes in a warm place, rolled out. Blind bake the dough at 165 degrees for 6 minutes. Prepare the following toppings. Use fresh plum tomatoes, blanched and de-skinned. 4. 2 heaped tablespoons of tomato puree. Add in half a teaspoon of masala, 1 teaspoon oregano, quarter teaspoon garam masala, 1 teaspoon chili powder, quarter teaspoon sugar. Mix all this up to make the pizza base. Apply the tomato puree, spread it out finely onto the pizza base. Use half halloumi cheese as chili halloumi as it is in the packet. Cut it into cubes of less than half, more than quarter-inch cubes. 8 mushrooms, chestnut mushrooms, chop them finely. Add in 2 tablespoons of creme fraiche, salt, oregano, chilies, garam masala to taste. Put the halloumi mushroom creme fraiche base on top of the tomato base and sprinkle on buffalo cheese. On the top of the cheese, sprinkle that with chili powder or chili flakes, oregano herb, avocado oil, and garnish with 2 baby sweet corn on top of the pizza. Bake that for a further 7 minutes on 170 degrees in the air fryer, 180 degrees for 12 minutes in a normal oven. Serve that with the corn fritters. The ingredients for the corn fritters are a 3/4 cup of corn, a 3/4 cup of sifted gram flour to 1 cup, adding in herbs, green herbs of your choice, and you can add in sesame seeds if you wish, if you don't have an allergy. Add in ginger, chilies, salt, garam masala, a 3/4 teaspoon of soda bicarbonate with the gram flour. Make it into a stiff mix. Make the fritters into a log or into a tikki as you prefer. Place them in the air fryer for 165 degrees for 8 minutes on a foil which is lightly greased with light olive oil. 4 minutes into half time, turn them over and lightly with a brush grease the the corn fritters with the light olive oil. Brown them for a further 4 to 5 minutes. Serve that with the chutney of your choice. Welcome to the second half. I hope you have enjoyed looking at the pizza. Plate karo te television more aa jana. A wonderful way, pick up your slices and eat them. You can make it even if you still, while it's, we always end up having to taste a little bit of the cold food while the food is getting cooked. You can, if you want it crispy, more crispy, leave it longer. You want the base more crispy, put it back on a griddle and make it more crispy. So let me take you to the corn fritters, which is again talking about makki. Being a January Magh da meena, when a lot of corn, challi, makki da atta, saag, palak, bathu, and then looking at sarson da saag, which are all the greens, but so sad that in India all these greens folks are heavily sprayed. I urge you, and I urge women in my live show today, to do not use inorganic broccoli saag de vich. I hope you watched my show for saag, but please do not use inorganic broccoli. It's one of the most dangerous vegetables with 24 chemicals and sprays, and a lot of them cancer causing. So je tusi broccoli da saag ja broccoli pani a, then you must use organic broccoli. Pana vi te ik full pana a, thodi jaan te jahan hai, te ehi jaan waste je tusi jeen waste 30 penny 20 penny ਦਾ ਫਰਕ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ 20 penny ਮਹਿੰਗੀ ਆ in organic, then really ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ justice ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆਪਣੀ health ਲਈ. Everything virtually in my cook show, in my set is organic. If you see this, the Sharon fruit, one of the most delicious fruits or ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਖਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇ. It's from Spain and I have about 3 when they are in season a day in the morning. It's wonderful. Try to eat. ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ platter ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ orange tomatoes. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਵੀ orange tomatoes ਖਾਧੀਆਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ. They are black tomatoes, they are purple tomatoes in the market. ਆ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ and it is so delicious. Mulli, give it to children when children are coming from school. This is the time when you take things like that. You take gajar, you take mulli, courgette, ਭਿੰਡੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਕੱਚੀ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ. Nigeria ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਿੰਡੀਆਂ they eat raw. So Sharon fruit is beautiful. Spring onions, mulli, a season in India. It's a coolant. Do not cook mulli. Mulli de parothe and cooked mulli is a very gassy food. So mulli de parothe, no. And gobi de parothe in my cook shows, you'll never see them. But you'll always see raw mulli, and try not to cook gobi with the parothe because it needs hing. It's a damp vegetable. So let me take you into the fritters, which I have part done. It's messy job in the set. So what we have to do is really, the mix was, in the fritters was 1 cup of corn, which you can use tinned but remove the water. And which you can also use frozen corn. Fresh corn, you would have to boil it a lot. I wouldn't encourage it. So blanch it, remove the water. When you are leaving it blanched in hot water, use about 1 tablespoon of salt, because we're going to get rid of the salt. And the water shouldn't be so much ke kada hove. If you're using 1 cup of corn, then you just need 1 cup of water, and of boiling water. Leave it to soak, and then remove the water and squeeze out the water properly. Then use a big batta, in which you can use organic spinach chopped, as you see. Sorry about my bowl. Ede vich apa paya besan da atta. So if it is 1 cup of sweet corn, then you need a cup and a quarter of besan, in which I have put in half a teaspoon of bicarbonate, salt, garam masala, adrak, mircha standard, all into this. But the concept here is getting them into shapes jehde idaਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, and just roll them into flour. Just to coat them. And when we're going to put them in the air fryer, we will drizzle it with oil, basting and all the sides, putting it in such a shape कि अपने सारे fritters रखो जान. Again, corn, makki. So in the celebrations, what we were saying was कुड़ियां नू भी respect करो, सम्मान दवो. So basically, I'll just show you how to make. It's like a log. एनक लैके आटा लगा लो तुसी, एन एनू रोल कर लो, आटे दे विच ही रोल कर लो. खुली प्लेट होवे, खुला बर्तन होवे. There we are. So nice and simple. एनू तुसी टिक्की दे तौर बनाना, you can make a tikki. That now goes into the air fryer of 170 degrees for about 8 minutes, because we want to heat it from inside as well. So heat cut honi chahiye is wele. Ji haan, the magic of air fryer cooking and reducing my time by half what I would do in my oven. That was my bleeper saying that my corn fritters are done. But what I did half time, obviously I told you to oil it, open the air fryer. So in a total of 8 minutes, 4 minutes later, I turned them over, and this is my end product, folks. It is so delicious looking. Look at that. Thanu bazaar de vich koi bhi tikki milegi ja koi fritter milega, sara din you will be burping. Or you would want to say, cha pee lo te cha de naal thoda, you know, jehda tel hai, fried oil, pach jaogi. No way. Cha does not digest fat on the acid to acid. That is a battle for your heart and your stomach to deal with, and the liver. So what has happened with the bicarbonate? Kinne sone fulle ne. I hope you will enjoy this, and I hope that you will also enjoy the Sharon fruit whilst it's in season. This is why I made it my master with my corn fritters and my chutney with an amazing pizza. I hope, folks, that you will mock this and you will take it to the next generation. My idea, I may be here for another 20 years, 40 years. God give me a long life to carry on with these shows with the Punjabi channels across the globe. And I hope that this is not for entertainment only. Bibiyan, Sianiya Bibiyan normally say कि Manjit English बोलदी बहुत. Bibiyo, this खाना ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜਵਾਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਭੁਜੰਗੀ ਉਹ ਖਾਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਸਹੀ। ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਖੁਦ ਹੈਰਾਨ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਖਾਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਵਾਦ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਦਲ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੀਬੀਓ ਤੇ ਆਮ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਸੀ ਖਾਣੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਐਂਡ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਵਿਛੜ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਤੋਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ। ਪਰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਇਹ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪਿਆਰ, ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਇਹ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਬੱਚੇ ਖਾਣਾ ਪਕਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਇਹ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕਿਚਨ ਰਸੋਈ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਕਾਲ ਚੈਨਲ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਵੈਨਸਡੇ 7:45 PM ਤੇ ਸੈਟਰਡੇ 11:30 ਵਜੇ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਕੁਕਿੰਗ ਕਰੀਏ। ਸੋ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ 'ਚ ਫਿਰ ਕੁਛ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵਾਂਗੀ, ਫਿਰ ਚਾਨਣਾ ਪਾਵਾਂਗੀ ਹੋਰ ਕੁਕ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਵਿੱਚ। ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਸ਼ੀਰਵਾਦ ਦੇਵੋਗੇ। ਪੁਲਚੁਕ ਮਾਫ, ਫਿਰ ਕਿਤੇ ਮਿਲਾਂਗੇ another Akaal channel show ऐसे channel te टिके रहना with Manjit Kaur in my Desi Wellness Kitchen. Take care of yourself and goodbye. Sat Sri Akal.
बोले सोने हाल सा